This is a guide for Nice Nature and Uma Musume Pretty Derby. I'm going to show you how to beat career mode with this character, beat the URA finale, how to farm sparks with it if you want to do that, and also the strategies behind how to get an A rank. But in order to get an A rank, you're going to need good sparks, you're going to need good support cards, etc. But I'll show you the different strategies in order to win consistently and get A rank more often. So right away we can tell this character is a long racer. I mean, so they have medium and long at A. We got late and pace at A and B. So the preferred racing styles are late and pace. Now late is going to require more power. Pace uses less power. If you want to get pace up to an A, you can do it with sparks. Or if you want to try to get late up to S, you can also do that with sparks. Both those are good options. Probably late to S would be better, but then you're going to need to build more power. So if we go to details here, this character has plus 20% to power, which makes sense. It actually lines up well with the late style that they use because, again, you need power to bust through the pack and pass everybody. So that kind of makes sense if you want to build that way. Now, I've done this a few different times. The most consistent way to build this character is going to be... Here, let me just auto-select this real fast. The most consistent way to support build this is going to be 3 speed and then 3 stamina cards. And because... this character has stamina check, so after the first summer, you need like 400 stamina, and after the second summer, you want like ideally 700 or something like that. Because even though the races are the same as some other characters, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but in this character, it's like, you can do like I can go Guri Cap and be like 300 stamina on the first long and be alright, but this character, if I have 300 stamina on the first long, I just lose no matter what, basically. So you got to get like at least 400 stamina from my experience by the end of the first summer. Now, as for the legacies, we can use, whatever the best ones are you have, but ideally you're going to want to get pace and late up if possible. Turf also is fine, medium and long up as well. This is boosting my mile up, which I don't need. Getting affinity double circle would be nice. I only have a single circle here. And the main stats you're going to be building for this character are speed, stamina, and power. So by the first summer, like I said, you want 400 stamina, but you also probably want like 500 speed if possible by the end of the first summer if you have a good run, and then whatever power comes with that. So basically the way it's going to go, as much as you can help it, is you're going to want to get your stamina up, and then once it's as high as it needs to be, you also want to get as much speed as possible. Like in the end, you would love to have 1,200 or 1,100 speed, along with like 600 to 800 stamina. And then whatever power comes with that speed. Because if you get speed to like 1,100, you're going to have like 500, 600 power. So that all kind of works out. Guts and wit, depending on sparks that you have and the support cards you have. If you have really good support cards and good sparks, then you could swap out one of these to be a wit training one. Just so that way you can try to get 1,200 speed, like 800 stamina, 600 power, and like 400 wit or something. Wit will make your wins more consistent. Wit just basically increases consistency from my experience. But if you're like pretty early still and you mostly have level 25, 30, 35 support cards and things, and you don't have a lot of insane sparks, you don't have like, not just 18-star sparks, but you have like whatever double that is, having pinks at level 3 and stuff. If you don't have crazy good sparks, then you're going to find it hard to max out speed, get stamina high enough, and have room left over for wit. So this more consistent, earlier way to do this is going to be 3 and 3 here like this. This works the best for me. Also, when choosing support cards, the main thing that you're going to want is specialty priority. The higher the specialty priority, the better the card is generally. That's how most tier lists rank them off of. The next most important things are how good the friendship bonus is and how good the mood effect is. Mood effect makes so if you're in a great mood, you get additional when you have mood effect on top of the 20% from great. So when picking your support cards, go with the best things you have that have those 3 main things. So we talked about sparks. The better they are, the more it's going to help. These sparks average just very, like, meh. I got 17 speed, 5 stamina, 29 power. With good sparks, double affinity, that total value would be over 100 probably. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a lot more. So here's the strategy with training. We want to train stamina and speed only as much as we can, but also we need to get friendships up in the beginning. If you don't know how it works, there's these, characters up here, and you can train your friendships with them by training with them. So we also have to weigh that against leveling up the training. So we want stamina level 5, speed level 5 training, which takes like the whole career to do, which is why we definitely want to do speed and stamina only if possible, basically. But you'll also have times where we'll be like, okay, say I can get 1 friendship bonus on stamina, I can get none on speed, I can get 2 on wit. Now, it's tempting to get the 2 on wit, and maybe that's the right choice for some people. But in my case, I'm basically, if it's just like 1 versus 2, then I'm going to stay with stamina or speed because I need them so much, and I want to level them up and get them up by the end of the game. But if it was, say, 1 on stamina and 3 on wit, then all right, yeah, I'll do wit. Or if it was 1 on stamina but 2 on wit, and one of them had a hint, which gives you additional friendship bonus and gives you the skill hint, then I go, all right, I'll do wit then. But otherwise, I'm going to stick to stamina and speed. So I'll do stamina on the first turn because of that. And then the other thing is, whenever I get options that give me energy, I always take any option that gives energy. That just takes memorizing all the events and things, or looking them up on Game Torah and stuff. And then here we got another one, the same thing. I'll probably go with stamina again. But also, all these options are terrible, and I'm missing a little bit of energy. So this is a great turn to do recreation. I like to do this early and hope I get lucky and get karaoke, which I did, thankfully, which gives 2 mood ups. Now, you can wait for random events and hope that it goes up naturally. But I like to just try to get it out of the way early because you just can't guarantee what it's going to do. Like, you may go 20 turns before you get a mood up, or you may go 20 turns to get a mood down. So it's best just to get it out of the way early, because now you see stamina. Well, there's 3 on that now, but you know, I'm already getting an extra 2 to 3, 4, 5 extra points with each training. So by the 10 turns before the pre-debut, if I have great mood, it's already like an additional 50 to 100 stats, depending on how many friendships and stuff and trainings I have. But stamina, great. We got a hint. We got 3. This is great. Amazing opportunity for stamina, which we already want. And then we got the God tier speed one here with 4 friendships and the director, which, by the way, if you get the director's friendship all the way up by the end, you get like 15 to each stat if you beat the URA finale. So that's the reason to get it. But I won't go out of my way for it. If I get it, I get it. But I'm not going to go out of my way for it. I counted almost like half a friendship bonus. So if I have like, 1 on this and say 2 on power and the director, maybe I'll do it. I kind of just play it by ear. But yeah, what a great turn. Amazing speed gains. Another great turn. This career is off to a great start. I have a feeling this luck won't last forever, but it's nice while it lasts. So another great turn for speed, but now we're at failure 28. Don't want to do it. Generally, failure's higher than around 10. You don't want to do it. But honestly, you want to avoid failure percent at all if you can help it, because it can ruin your career. I've lost careers before, basically over a 3% failure and then it failing. It can actually happen. But you want to weigh that against the options. Like if this was like, say, 18% fail, but it had 5 friendships and it was going to get me like 60 speed, I may risk my whole career on it, But just know that you're risking your whole career on it if you, fail. You won't take that risk. So now we got 1 on speed, 1 on stamina. The stamina has a skill hint, so I'll take it. But more importantly, we need to try to keep stamina up in parity with speed a little bit, because like I said, by the end of the first summer, we're going to need stamina to be like 400 at least, hopefully. So we do want to make sure we get level them up kind of equally. Now we're going to turn with none on stamina, none on speed, and we got like nothing. We got 2 on power, so I'll do the power one just for the friendships, because there's nothing on the ones we want. And we got a great stamina turn, 3 on stamina, lots of friendship bonuses, lots of stats. Here's a good example of events where you can get energy. So Twin Turbo has this one. I have them all memorized with Twin Turbo. When I get this one, I say hold back for now. And that is a free 20 energy. I think it might be more than 20. I think 20 is filled. Maybe by 25 or 30. I can't remember. But yeah, learning all your events and which ones can give you energy can be massive for a career. Now it's time for the debut. I don't have any skills that I can buy that are worthwhile, so we're just going to go straight to it. So the debut race is kind of a scam. You can be #1 favorite to win by like an astronomical margin and still often come in second. So we look at the runners here, and where's the #2 favorite? #2 favorite, literally 100, 100, 100, and 80, 80 basically. And then you look at this, I'm at 180, 165, 169, plus 97, 89. So we're going to put this onto pace, because then you have to pass less people, which is going to help in the beginning when our power is lower. Even then, though, we may not get first. We'll see. Got first. Now, do not be surprised if you get second. If you get second, you basically lose a turn, because you got to do one of the maiden races, and that's just going to lose you a turn. But there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you always get to this point, you stats somewhat like what I have, unless you have crazy sparks and crazy support cards. And then it just, no matter what favor to win, it might just come in second like 50% of the time. It just literally happens. But if you have great sparks and great support cards, it will circumvent that a decent amount. Because then you could get there and be at 250, 250, 250, plus the others being at like 100 or whatever. Now, looking ahead, there are G1 races that are optional. So if you are using this character to farm sparks, you're going to want to try to beat these G1 races on a perfect run. You'll give up some stats for it, but then it'll allow you to get white sparks if you're building sparks. So if you get lucky and you get the 3-star spark that you want for speed, power, stamina, whatever, and you do a bunch of G1 races on that same run, then you're going to get, if you're lucky, get that and have like 4, 5, 6 white sparks with it that are hopefully 2 to 3 stars. And those will give additional stats, so that's going to make your spark building even better if you're building sparks. If you're just trying to beat it, though, you might just want to ignore them. It's not really going to do much for you other than building sparks. Although the G1s give the most skill points, and getting skills does help your rank. And also skills can help you in PvP builds. So if you're building for PvP with stamina, power, and speed, then you're going to want more skills because those skills will make you win more races. So it's up to you which way you're trying to, use this character, what the point of this career is for you. So now we got a dangerous event. Most characters have a variation of this. It's basically don't eat much or eat a lot. If you eat a lot, it's plus 30 energy with like a 1 in 5 or 1 in 7 chance of getting the slow metabolism debuff, which can really screw your career if it takes 3 turns of infirmary to get rid of, which I've had happen before. But I usually go with it if I'm missing energy, because the odds are really in your favor that it's not going to give you slow metabolism. But in this case, I'm not missing much energy, so I'm only going to get half the reward for all the risk, which then instead of being a 1 in 6 chance, mathematically, it's almost as if it was a 1 in 3 chance for the value. So I'm actually going to not do it for once. But normally I would do the other one if I was missing enough energy to get the value from it. So this is an interesting turn. We have 1 on speed. We have none on stamina. We just have Etsuko, which same thing as Director. Get him up to max to get bonus stats at the end of the career. And failures at 3%. So what we can do is we get two friendships on one of these ones, or even though we could do any of these trainings, we'll just rest because there's enough gap. Unless we get the super rest that gives 70, it's going to give us a full restore basically perfectly. I got us perfectly max on the plus 50 energy. And then we'll look at next turn to see if there's anything good next turn, which there is not really that much better. But there's this on guts, 3 on guts. So that's what I was talking about. 1 on stamina, 1 on speed, and I want those, but 3 on guts, plus it's going to get Kitasan black up to orange, and get this one, Manhattan Cafe, up to almost orange. So it's like, all right, this is pretty good. So the goal is to get as many up to orange as possible by the first summer, which we are doing. This has been a really good start to a career. We got a lot of them up by a decent amount, and now it's just going to be friendship trainings and finishing up these friendships. We'll try to get as much speed and stamina as we possibly can for the next, 20 turns or something. So here's an example. We have power or failure at 8, and as a power training that's going to get Etsuko, which is worth like half a friendship to me, but also we got these two and a hint on this one, which should get both these to orange or both these almost to orange. So I'm going to take the 8% gamble, but I could lose my career on it, which thankfully I didn't, but I've had it happen before. And that was probably worth it. Maybe this turn I'll regret it. Sometimes you'll do it in the next turn. There'll be like a 5 friendship training or something. But I don't know. I think that was probably worth it, though. That was like the safe bet. Yep, go figure. Next turn had a hint, a friendship training, and these 2 on it. But now it's 47% failure. So you just got to take those gambles. You don't know what you're going to get. So I usually just take like the safest thing that's right in front of me, because you don't know for sure that you're going to have a lucky or unlucky thing the next turn. Now, this is a weird situation. So speed would be great. 30 speed, 17 power, basically. Stamina, not so great. But it's going to get this one to orange and this one almost to orange and a hint. And I'm like, I'd rather finish off the orange. I'm wasting right now because, I don't know. It's hard to make these choices. This is honestly like a neutral choice. It's really hard to make that decision, but I decided to go with the friendships. Now it's late December, which is super important. At the start of each new year, if you're missing energy, there's an event that you can use to get a little bit of energy back. And I like to do that one whenever I can at the end of each year. But if you're full energy, then you can't get it. The next best one is going to be the stat game. But so every character has one like this at the end of each year. If you do the one that's like health or diet or food or whatever, that one will get you plus 20 energy, which is like basically a free training session. Saves you a whole turn. Now the next race is here. I'm going to buy this Triumphant Pulse skill from my Sparks, but alternative, one of these ones that will affect everyone. I usually go for things that affect everyone that are not specific to the style, unless you're for sure what style you're going to be running, which right now, I probably should be doing late for this character, but we don't have S tier late yet, so... And there weren't any good late surge or skills anyway for me, so you just kind of got to make choices based on what styles and aptitudes you have versus what races you have. General ones you can't go wrong with. So here we're the number 2 favorite. I got to see, what is the number 1 favorite? Okay, number 1 favorite's actually kind of nuts. So that's kind of crazy, actually. But let's see what we get here. So view result, and thankfully I got first. I can't say for sure that I deserved it, but I got it. So some of these first races with her are kind of tight, but use some leeway because it's like you only need like top 5, I think. Or no, it's top 3 for that race. Never mind. Her career is kind of difficult, man. Yeah, look at that. It's all top 3s than top 1s. She's actually got a pretty tough career, but we're getting through it. The stats that we had were pretty good. Having everything at 300 was pretty good. Also, there was our first unlucky event. We got a mood down and we got slacker, which is going to drive me nuts if she slacks out on this. Look at this training right here. I want to go to the infirmary, but I'm going to gamble that she doesn't get the slacker trait. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got slacker can make her just skip a training, and that would have really sucked. But yeah, so now I'm going to lose a minimum of a turn, because at some point I have got to go to the infirmary. It is way too dangerous to slacker. So first opportunity here. Hopefully we'll get on the first infirmary, or else we're going to lose 2 turns. Okay, we got on the first one. That slacker you do not want to avoid. That one will cost you so many turns if you don't get rid of it. So I'm going to keep on just going and hope that I get an event to get my mood up, which is a gamble. Like, if I get a really bad training session where there's nothing to do at all, then maybe I'll just do the recreation. But otherwise, I'm just going to hope we'll get an event for it. Now it's time for the first inspiration, which is probably going to be pretty bad with these sparks, but not horrible. Let's see what we got here. 14 speed, 36 power, 4 stamina. That's all right. That's all right with these sparks. It's almost summer now, and on this turn, I can get twin turbo up to orange, or I can do a power with 3 people on it and get 2 of them up to orange. So things are looking really good on this run for the friendships. We only got twin turbo left, and she only needs 1 more training to get up to orange friendship. Oh, man, that stings so bad. If only this was like 8. This is one of the ones, if this was 18% failure, I might just risk my whole career on this because I would get her up to orange, and I have 3 here, and I would get 37, but unfortunately, I feel like the game does it on purpose. It just seems like, I've seen it so much, it seems like too coincidental to be true, where whenever it's like you have a race you have to do, or you have no energy, that's when you get like the, oh, there's 6 on speed or something, plus 80 or something. I swear it happens every time. And now we're kind of set because everybody's at orange. It's late May. Summer starts early July, although this character is a race in July, so she only gets 3 weeks of summer. So now we're just going to go with speed or stamina as much as possible, whichever one gives more, and try to rest before summer if we can. Just make sure we start somewhere with a lot of energy. So it's not after this turn, but it's after the next one that summer starts, and I only have 1 friendship training for either one of these. I'm going to go with the safe bet and rest here in case we get a super turn next turn, and see if this is the right choice or not. It wasn't great, it wasn't horrible. I mean, kind of more or less the same as last turn, but it was guaranteed safe. Now what we can do is start summer with a decent amount of energy. And summer's off to a horrible start already. No friendship bonuses on speed or on stamina, so we'll just go with speed since it has 2 characters on it. Then this turn, it's 1 on each. So instead of doing this, I'm going to gamble with the rest. We're going to do the race next turn, and then we'll have enough energy for 1 more training. And then hopefully that training will have something that's not terrible, because those single friendships were worthless. So with these skills, long shot's pretty good, especially when it's 35% off. I kind of can't resist taking that because I'm probably going to be 4th or below for everything except for maybe the URA finale. So that's tempting to take another one of that. I'm going to look through here. I don't see much for late surgery that's not horrible, so, and nothing with good hints. So yeah, I'm just going to go with 2 of these just for the shorter term wins. Make sure we get to the finale more reliably. And now it's time for this race, which is a... well, I can't see it. Where it is. It's a medium. So, should be pretty easy. Long is kind of the hardest thing right now, but our stamina's getting there. So, we're almost to the point for the long, which comes after summer. So, we're the #1 favorite. Just as a comparison here, the #2, look how bad the #2 is. Look at those numbers. And then let's look at us. Blow it out. We like just blow it out of the water. It's insane. If we don't get first here, that's going to show you how ridiculous it is sometimes. I've had before where just what you saw right there, and I came in like 8th or 16th. Like, there's always the chance it does it to you. But that should have been like a 95% chance or greater that we get first, and we got it, thankfully. So the training, the resting, so we could train the last day of summer didn't really pop. We only have 1 friendship training, but we do have 4 on wit. So oddly enough, I'm going to do wit just to get wit up a little bit to make it so we're a little bit more reliable in the races. I mean, it might be the right choice. I feel like it is. So after summer, I like to evaluate where we at. So we have 487 speed, 375 stamina, 440 power. For the first summer, I would say this is like about a 7 out of 10. If we would have had a good summer, we actually would be at like a 9 out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10 as far as luck on this run. If you have just average cards like I do, and average sparks and things, and you have a good run, and with a good summer where you have multiple good friendship trainings, you could potentially be at this point with, say, 600 speed, a little over 400 stamina, and then almost 500 power or something like that. That would be like a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 run given the support cards and sparks I had on this run. But it's not far behind. It's honestly a pretty decent run so far, and we'll see how it keeps going. So the next race is a long. Also, this turn, 25% failure with nothing good to do, so this is a perfect opportunity to rest. Kind of lucky the way that worked out. Except for that, we got mood down and night owl, so that sucks, and energy down. So there was some horrible luck, but either way, going into this race in a decent position with decent stats. We'll see if there's any skills we can get in here to help us out. We don't really have enough skill points for anything that's really good. So we're going to go into this race, and this is the race that'll kill your run. This is where you need the 400 stamina, and even then, who knows? You might just lose anyway. I don't know. This race is kind of BS. So we're going to go in here and look at who was number 1. Number 1 is not that great. The only difference is they have guts and wit, and we don't have guts and wit, which the wit more than anything could cost us on a long. But we have enough stamina and speed to make up for it, so we might just be fine. We could also swap to late here now that we have enough power in order to conserve our stamina in case we use it incorrectly from our lack of wit. We're going to view results and hope for first place. All right, we got first, but this race is what will kill your run. Like I said, this is where you need your 400 stamina by the end of the first summer. It's this race. I've done it with 3 to 350. I did like 4 careers in a row, and I literally used 3 alarm clocks on each one and couldn't get through. And then you get 400, and suddenly you get first place almost no matter what is what it feels like. So stamina check passed. And now we have a choice to make. So not good training here, missing some energy. I'm going to do the infirmary, but the infirmary doesn't guarantee it gets rid of the night owl. But night owl, the later you are in your career, the less you worry about it. But I still got a whole year left, and so that could lose me like 3 to 4 turns from the energy down from night owl events. And mood down. I think it's mood down as well. So let's hope in one turn it gets rid of it. Please get rid of it in one turn. Okay, we got rid of night owl. Good. Now, as for the mood, we're going to hope it goes up from random events unless we have a turn with horrible, horrible training like last time. Also, wow, that's some amazing training. I'll take that. Right after this, we have another long race to do. I had some time to get more stamina, so now I got 450 stamina, which is going to be a lot better. We're going to go through these green ones. If you're really behind in stats, you can try to get one of these in order to get through. Like, what you can do is you can go to race and then see it, or actually I think it says right there, firm ground, sunny, and winter. And so if you're like really think you're not going to make it, you could try to buy one of these if it applies, which I don't have any that apply, but if I had the one for winter, the one for firm ground, I could buy those in an emergency in order to try to get an edge on a race that I might otherwise lose. Going through here, I don't really want any of these. I'm actually going to try to save for this gold skill because it'll affect my rank better and it's better for PvP, I think. Actually, I know it's better for PvP. It gives you more points from the PvP team trials. So we're just going to go with it as we are. Now, in this one, again, our wit is lower, so we're probably not in the top... Okay, we're in the top 4, so that one skill we have is going to apply, which is going to help us a lot. But I just want to show you guys who is number 1 here and what the stat difference is. So, number 1 is 400, 400, basically 400, 400, 400, 400, which is a little bit under 400 on some of them. And then we have 500, 450, 450, and then the wit and guts are horrible. But thankfully, we have that skill that makes up for it, some by being in the top 4, giving us bonus stats. But it's not a guaranteed first. Let's see what we get. Got second. That sucks. But, hey, at least we made it. This is the point where good sparks and good support cards make a difference, or just an even better run, because summer was horrible for me on this run. I should have an extra 100 speed or 100 stamina right now, preferably speed. But either way, we're doing good enough to make it through, and that was like, those 2 were the hardest checkpoints of this career. Once you get through that, it's kind of smooth sailing most of the time. And now what we're going to do is, whenever it's even somewhat comparable, we're going to focus on speed. So we do want to get at least 600 stamina by the end of summer, but man, we really want to try to get speed unbalanced with stamina, because we don't want to be at the end of summer with like 700 speed and 700 stamina, because there's no guarantee that we're going to get a bunch of, like, it could be like the last 8 turns, we only get stamina friendships. Like, that can happen. So we want to kind of think ahead, and we want to try to work our stats out in a way that makes sense for what we're doing. Now it's time for the year 2 inspiration, and with these mediocre sparks, we're going to see we got 23 speed, 23 power, 1 stamina, and 4 hints for some skills. So it's all right. Pretty bad sparks, but it's not the worst. I'm going to do something here I should have done it a few turns ago when I had a chance, but I totally forgot, which was a mistake on my part, a trainer mistake. So not that great of options here, just 1 friendship on each. I need to get this up to great because it's been like 10 turns without any events, and I should have just done it a while ago, and I missed out on a lot of stats because of that, so I just got it out of the way now. Next up, we have another medium race for 15,000 fans, and this is at the start of summer, so I'm going to start summer with bad energy, unfortunately. So let's take a look at the competition now. So where's number 1? Did I just pass it? Oh, here it is. Number 1 is basically all 400, and we have 670. Basically, we have a lot more. We should get first, but it's luck. So there we go. Thankfully, I didn't get unlucky. So we started summer with no energy, but there wasn't really a good training on the first turn anyway, so that worked out. But if there's 3 good trainings in a row, we're only going to be able to do 2 of them. So we got a good stamina, which is good. We really want to get stamina up to 600 before the next long race. So that gets us on the way to that. We have a good speed training here, which we can take, or we gamble for next turn. I'm going to take the safe bet and the speed. But knowing my luck, next turn will be like a plus 60 on something. And let's find out. Okay, I made the right choice. Nothing good this turn, and now we can rest on the last turn. So second summer also sucked really bad. I would say those two summers collectively had a 3 out of 10 on luck. Like, that was some horrible summers. That kind of... I don't think an A is even possible with summers that bad unless you have insane support cards and sparks. So I got this event with this crazy lady. I always quit this one because if it goes bad, it goes really bad. Like, if it goes good, cool, but I just don't like to gamble it. With the next race, I was able to get the first gold skill here, so hopefully that'll help us out. This is just a medium race, I think. Yeah, medium. And because our wit and guts are low, it's not going to have us a #1 favorite. Hopefully it's top 4, which it is, which is good. Again, just so we can see it, the #1. Look at the #1. All 300s, okay? If I don't get first, think how much of a scam that is. Let's see what we get. 7th! 7th! Dude, it's like literally, this is why you have alarm clocks, because there's nothing you can do about it when the game does that. It's just like, hey, you have double the stats of the next person, last place. It can happen at any point, basically. So let's change it to pace. Let's view again. Let's view results. And I swear to God, if we just can't get past this, I'm going to be so annoyed. Okay, there we go. That's what we should have gotten. It should have been like a 90+% chance to get first, and we got 7th. That was insane. So we have barely any turns left, and our speed is still abysmal. Our stamina is high enough. Our power is plenty. We just need more speed, so I'm going to try to get speed whenever possible these last, like, 5 training turns, whatever I get here, but it's all going to depend on luck of what friendship trainings I get. The friendship trainings in the second half have been terrible. I haven't had a 3 friendship training, like, I think the entire last 20 turns or something, 25 turns or something. Also, I made a mistake. I think, I'm pretty sure there was a race the turn before this that was plus 30,000 fans that I should have done instead of training, and I just straight up forgot. So that was a big mistake on my part, because those fans can help you get more, level up your alt, and also the skill points would have been nice at the same time. All right, so this race, I'm the #1 favorite. I'm not even going to look. My stats are like double the next person. If I don't get first there, it's going to be just as crazy as the last one. Crazier than the last one, actually. So with that, we're at back-to-back races here at the end. That's just how our career goes. I'm going to save my skill points and try to get the beeline burst in order to... I mean, I don't need stamina. I have almost 600 stamina. So this is the last run killer moment because it's the next long race. This is the race where you want 600 stamina, and I have 577. What really kills me here, though, is what I would like to have is closer to 1,000 speed right now, but it just did not work out. The friendship trainings in the second half of this career were like 3 out of 10. I had terrible friendship training, so we'll see how it goes, though. Hopefully, we can get first on this one because we have to get first. Hopefully, we don't have to waste alarm clocks. We're in the top 4, so we got our bonus stats from that skill we bought. Let's take a look at the #1. So basically 500 across the board versus us, where it's 755, 70, 630, then terrible guts and wit. I'm going to change it to late to make up for our wit being bad, and hope that somehow that magically works out for us. There we go, first place. I think we were pretty likely to win first with those stats, but it's not as good as it could have been. If we would have had speed 900, I think first place should have been like 95% or more. So we're down to our final turns. We'll only get 2 trainings in here, and I can get 20 stamina or I can get 18 speed. I'm just going to keep going for speed. At this point, so this is kind of the situation, right? The overall, I would say this career was a 6 out of 10 on luck. So because of that, no way I'm getting an A rank with these sparks and support cards. So my goal here now is get stamina to 600, which will happen no matter what if I just beat the finales. And then, other than that, it doesn't really matter what I do. So I'm going to get speed. I think getting more speed no matter what, unless there's a crazy stamina training, which there's not right now. I think getting speed no matter what here is going to give me the highest odds of winning. Speed's like the most important stat. We're going to get that. We're going to go down here, see if we can start working towards that gold skill. We can get it by the end of the finale, like for the finale, hopefully. I think we should have enough for that. All of her finales are medium races. Again, if you're feeling bad on one of them, you can always go and buy one of these green skills if you have one that applies. But in my case, I don't even know if I do. I don't think I do on this race, at least. And if anything, save that for the finale if you think you're not going to beat the finale. So this one, we're the #8 favorite. That's pretty terrifying. Let's look at #1. I don't know how we're #8 when #1 is only 450 of each stat. It's just the wit and the guts, I guess. Maybe skills. I don't have a lot of skills either. But either way, let's view results. I should win. I didn't win. Wow, okay. Let's use an alarm clock. My stats are pretty good. I feel like I should be able to win these pretty consistently. Yeah, there we go. Might have just been bad luck. But also, this is really the speed. If my speed was 900, I'd say it's 90% or above to win all 3 of these. But with speed at like 750 or whatever it was, I don't know. Speed's almost 800. Like, it's not looking great here for consistency on these finales. So now I gamble. Do I train speed with nothing, or do I just rest and see what happens on the next one? I'm going to rest and just see what we get before the finale. What really sucks is that skill we had for being a top 4 isn't going to apply anymore. But let's take a look now at the number 1 more time. Number 1, basically 500 of each. The only difference is the wit and the guts. Again, our stats are not that great. We needed 900 plus speed right now, but still a reasonable chance of first, and we got first. I don't know what the odds are. Probably 80% that we come in first, but that's not great when you have to get first or use an alarm clock. So we're behind, but hopefully it'll be enough to get us through the finale as well. Also, the waiting did not pay off. There's still just no first. So like the last like 5 trainings have just been all abysmal. Last like 15 trainings honestly have all been abysmal. 1 friendship training at most. A lot of no friendship training. So the luck started off strong. I thought it was gonna be a good run. Second half was really bad. So we're gonna get speed up over 800 right here, and then we're gonna see if we can beat this finale. We should be able to get our last gold skill here. So there's a gold skill right here we can grab now for velocity on straight, and that'll help us for a PvP build for this character. Even though this build's pretty weak, but for PvP I'd like to see speed at 1,000, but we're not getting there. Impossible. It's gonna be 850 by the end if we win this. So there's another medium race, and let's see what position we are now. Let's see what the number 1 is. So we're number 8 again for the runners. The number 1 favorite has 650 speed. Wow. 470 stamina, 600 power. So that's pretty good. And I still say we're favored to win, but it's all luck. So let's see what happens. 4th, unlucky. We have 1 alarm clock left. So let's pray to God that we're able to get it. Let's change this to pace and see if there's any difference. We have the stamina. And first. Oh, thank God, because I'm making a video. I feel like an idiot if I didn't get to finish it on a video. Her career is really hard, guys. Her career with crap sparks and bad supports, it is just not easy, man. But also, it was terrible train. Like, I have done this character and had 1,000 speed at the end with 600 stamina. I have had that before, and I did not have that on this run. So that was really the big thing here. We just need more speed. We had the power, we had the stamina, we just did not have enough speed to, really use it. So here at the end, we'll look at skills. I don't think I can afford another gold skill, if I even had one that was applicable. So we'll go in here and see if we can buy 2 skills. Oh yeah, Pace Chaser, like 35% off. And then because of that, I guess we're gonna commit this to Pace Racer or Pace Chaser. What also would have helped if we would have had S tier on late from our sparks, which we didn't. That also could have made a huge difference. Or S on turf either would have also been great. Can't afford that. Don't really want any of these as much as I can help us. Let's see if there's anything else I can get down here. We'll get the decreased velocity for late racers. Okay. So let's see. I think I got a B. I doubt I even got a B+ with how bad that finished off. Look at those stats. They're not that great. You get exponential. If you want an A rank, you need over 1,000 because you get exponential points towards that for every skill that gets over 1,000. And the further it goes for points over 1,000, the more value they have. So there's our skills. Not insanely great. But we got through the career. Barely. That was a rough run, but we got it. And we got a B. Halfway to B+. So yeah, but those are the strategies. You just gotta have good sparks, you gotta have luck. I had 600 stamina, and I rolled the 1 star, which means it was a 45% chance for me to roll a 1 star, and I got the 45%. Unlucky. Not that I would have used it anyway necessarily, but yeah. So that was Nice Nature. That was her career. That was beating it. That was a rough challenge to beat it with that, but we got through it. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something about how to do this. This is one of the harder careers out of the ones I've done so far, but we were able to get through it and beat it, even though we had to use 3 alarm clocks. So hopefully that gives you some pointers on how to do it. If you're struggling with Nice Nature, now you have a better idea of how to beat Nice Nature's career in Uma Musume Pretty Derby.